count on. It's always a pleasure to have you join us as we look at the topical national issues and what's coming up. Now, some papers have dubbed President TINUBU Baba Go Fast. Recall that in 2015, a lot of people tagged President Buhari Baba Go Slow. This time around, it seems like the flip is the case where people are looking at President Tinubu and saying, look, this man is on his fast lane. He's doing a lot of things really, really fast and signaling investors across the country, across the world, rather, that Nigeria is a place to be and to go, that, things are probably going to be looking up. Some have said, well, he's trying to impress and attract sympathy, especially looking at the fact that the legitimacy of his administration is, hangs on the balance. Well, so he's trying to do everything to impress, to get the people's sympathy. Well, whatever it is, all that concerns, that should be our problem is that Nigeria gets better, isn't it? Whatever the politicians do, so long as Nigeria gets better, I don't have a problem, okay? Well, so looking at this, yesterday the president appointed 8 special advisors, and some of the names came as surprises to a lot of Nigerians. Some of the names were also those who, people had thought it to be ministers. Someone like Mr. Wale Edu, who was appointed special advisor on monetary policies. A lot of people had thought, he probably would be Minister of Finance. A lot of analysts thought, Minister of Finance, or maybe he would go to the CBN. But as it is, he is a special advisor to the president on monetary policies. We would be analyzing some of these positions and letting you know, we're about informing you and not just about, news. We're about analyzing the stories, the news, and helping you understand why certain things happen and what you should be looking at, because we go deeper than just the surface of the stories. Now, I'll just quickly do a rundown of some of the names that, some of them are quite popular, have been serving in certain roles that Dele Alake takes a special advisor in special duties and communications and strategy. Dele Alake is one person who, he's a household name, especially in the media space. He's been editor, a media mogul, it's been there. Has the charisma and wit of a spokesperson. He's been doing that job for quite a while. Very, 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 very sound media man, and he's been practicing for quite a while. Lots of you know him, and so, we wouldn't dwell on that one. Now, Mr. Yao Darazo, Special Advisor, Political and Intergovernmental Affairs. This name may not be so popular, but he held a position as well as special advisor to President Buhari from 2019 to the end of that administration. Now let's quickly look at more on Mr. Yao Darazo. He's one of those who has held positions in the past, and so he's not new. He's quite familiar with what goes on in the polity. Is not, his appointment is one that people have said, look, it's quite commendable because coming from the past administration until this administration, he knows what he's doing and what is expected of him as a minister of political affairs. He's a politician, active politician as it is. And so, people have said President Tinubu seems to be having the round pegs and round holes. And if these people who are cabinet member materials are making advisors, it would mean that those who would be ministers eventually would have to be on their toes, because these men are sound and know what they're doing. And so when they advise the president on what matters, even the ministers would have to do their best to ensure that these men they find favor in the sight of these men who already know what it is that's required of them. Now moving on. The next name on that list will be Mr. Wale Edu. I mentioned him earlier. Mr. Wale Edu is one person that a lot of people thought was going to make Minister of Finance, but as it is. He's advisor on monetary policies. Mr. Waledu has a background in merchant banking. He is in corporate finance, economics, and international finance at both national and international levels. Wale is the chair of Chapel Hill Deham Group, Lagos, a leading investment bank. He was the executive director of Lagos Merchant Bank Investment Banking and Trust Company Limited, now Stanbic IBTC. Mr. Edu is the founder and chair of Lagos Boxing Hall of Fame, a registered non-profit organization that runs amateur boxing in Lagos in conjunction with Lagos Amateur Boxing Association. He's also the chair to many other non-profit organizations. Well, he's been at all levels internationally, you know, especially with economics and finance. As an investment banker, you would expect that, you know, he already knows. Many people have thought that some of the policy directions of the CBN could be attributed to him, you know, in the last, some of those policies that you see in the floating of the Naira and all could have been part of his ideas. Now, another person on that list would be Mrs. Olu Veren. She is a special advisor on energy. She's a special advisor to the president on energy. She has had a career spanning over 20 years. She had worked with Shell and other multinationals. Well, with nearly 20 years of experience, begins extensive knowledge, brings expansive and extensive knowledge and expertise in the oil and gas, as well as power and renewable energy sector in sub-Saharan Africa. Now, prior to her current role, she served as a deal lead at Shell, where she provided advice on gas commercialization and participated in mergers and acquisitions transactions totaling over $5 billion. Additionally, she held a position on the governing board of a Shell upstream joint venture, demonstrating her involvement in high-level decision-making within the industry. So you know that she's not pushed aside. She's one of those who, you know, knows their onions. And well, before now, President TINUBU has been touted to be one man who knows how to select a cabinet, have people who know what they're doing around him. He says he's never been afraid of appointing people who know better than him. Okay, next on that list, Mr. Zacchaeus Adedeji, Special Advisor on Revenue. Now, you see, he has a Special Advisor on Monetary Policies and has a Special Advisor on Revenue. Mr. Zacchaeus Adelabu Adedeji is an astute accountant, corporate tax, and public finance development expert. He has over 50 years of experience in corporate accounting, public service administration, and public service advisory for a corporate multinational, state government, and federal government of Nigeria. He was a one-term commissioner for finance in Oyo State, Southwest Nigeria, between 2011 and 2015 under the administration of Governor Abiola Ajimobi. Among his remarkable achievements in the state include leading a team of about 50 persons to institute a midterm financial strategy for the overall framework of financial and budgetary management of the state. Again, another person who knows what he's doing. Quite commendable, appointments. Now, the president had requested clearance from the National Assembly to appoint 20 advisors. Now, he has only appointed 8, so 12 more to come. We're keeping fingers crossed to see who the 12 would be. Now, another prominent name on that list, one that you are familiar with, a lot of people are familiar with, would be Mr. Nuhu Ribadu. Before now, many had said Mr. Nuhu Ribadu would be National Security Advisor. Apparently, he didn't make it to National Security Advisor, but he is a special advisor on security to President TINUBU. Now, this has sparked up a bit of controversy yesterday. People were wondering, oh, what does it mean? Special Advisor on Security, is it the same thing as National Security Advisor? Well, it is not. Special Advisor on Security is, is a position that's, is maybe not so prominent in the last couple of years, but is one that is the one who advises the president on national security and all on rather on security issues. But then national advisor is an institutional position. Even though it's subject to appointment, it is an institutional position. And speaking with experts, the national security advisor doesn't really have to do with a lot of security issues per se. Yes, he coordinates with all the national security agencies, but based on some level of knowledge that I got yesterday or 2 days ago, the national security advisor looks at issues, all aspects of the economy, and is able to advise on be proactive to manage such issues that affects every aspect of the economy that can lead to breakdown of law and order. So, for instance, if there's food shortage or there's going to be food shortage, the national security advisor looks at the agricultural sector and says, oh, there's going to be food shortage in the next 2 years. Okay, there's a possibility of shortage of rainfall, so we need to do this and do this and do this to ensure that there's no breakdown of law and order on account of the food shortage. So we have to take proactive measures to forestall a crisis that could erupt from food shortages. Okay, if, for instance, like the fuel subsidy issue, the national security advisor should have been able to look at it and say, oh, if we want to remove subsidy in the next 2 years, this is what we need to do so that we do not have a crisis on our hands when this happens. Now that's based on knowledge that I got from some experts that I spoke with, some high-level security people, and they say, look, the job of the national security advisor is not just on security matters; it cuts across all aspects of the economy. All right, so he has to be somebody who is really well-read. It should be naturally it should be an academic position, a position for somebody who is well-read, well experienced, well traveled, and can really predict the outcome of things even before they happen. So his job is mostly proactive. His job is mostly preventive, not one that fights insurgency and is put in the forefront to fight insurgency. His job is to prevent any of those things from ever happening. Okay, now that we have a special advisor on security, probably going to be advising the president on issues that pertains to the physical security of Nigerians. Quite interesting. We see another one that people have commended, saying, "Oh, Mr. Nuhu Ribadu was did quite well as the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission." Now, people are, the people who are saying, "Look, Mr. Nuhu Ribadu at some point had mentioned certain names as very corrupt, and back in 2006 or 2007, when he was the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that said he had mentioned certain names as some of the most corrupt governors at the time. In 2006, he listed 5 governors as the worst corrupt governors, and on that list we have some of the prominent people who have taken positions, the number 1, 2, the number 1, 3, and even the position of the coordinator of government. So I just really read out those names. Okay, I think I made a mistake. No, so he mentioned such names as Governor Ojizo Kalu at the time, Bola Ahmed TINUBU, Ahmed Sani Yarima, who is a senator today, Ojizo Kalu senator as well, George Akume, who is the SGF, and then Abdullahi Adamu, who is currently the chairman of the All Progressives Congress. So people are saying, look, what could have happened? How come this person who said all these people were corrupt at the time is now working with them? Did they have a baptism? Did they change? Well, times change, and politics is politics. What can I say? Let's go on now and talk about Mr. John Ugochukwu Jimogu. He is the Special Advisor, Industry, Trade and Investment. Special Advisor, Industry, Trade and Investment, Mr. John Ugochukwu Jimogu. And let's quickly find out some more about him. Well, before now, he holds a master's in international affairs from the Fletch School of Tufts University. He is a Nigerian politician as well. He is a partner with EY and the energy leader for West Africa. He has over 20 years of advisory experience, primarily in the energy industry. John has worked in the energy markets in Houston, Texas, and Calgary, Alberta. He is a member of the American Institute of Chartered Public Accountants. Also, what else do you need to know about him? Well, that's basically it. He's a professional who has given several years of his life to the energy sector. He has over 20 years of advisory experience, primarily in the energy sector. So that's quite commendable. It's not every day that you see such people being, and these are not your regular politicians. These are not. So people are saying, look, it seems like the president is trying, since if he cannot get, non-politicians or technocrats as ministers, then at least let's have them as special advisors. Now, next on the list would be Dr. Mrs. Salma Ibrahim Anas. She is special advisor on health. I'm taking my time to reel out these and make you understand all of these people, so that in case you have to ask questions, you know what it is that the president is doing. It's not enough to just say, oh, the president had, appointed 8 people. Who are these 8 people? What have they done before? Why did he appoint them? All right. Now, moving on, Dr. Mrs. Salma Ibrahim Anas is the daughter of the late Ibrahim Anas, a politician and former police officer from Sulimtal Ward in BU local government area of Borno State. And now, she was born and brought up in Maiduguri. She completed elementary school there in 1978 before attending Government Girls College, Maiduguri, to earn O-level diploma. In 1978, she graduated from she graduated from the University of Maiduguri with a Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. Dr. Salma has over 25 years of experience and expertise in the development of the health sector. She has expertise in developing strategic plans, securing funding, and carrying out a variety of health programs at the global, regional, and national levels. Well, congratulations to them. Seems like the Buhari, the TINUBU government is taking shape one day at a time. Now, the National Assembly, the Senate would say they are ready. I guess they're going to they're going to reconvene on 4th of July, I guess. And they say they're ready. They're ready for business, and they would maybe the president may be sending a list of his cabinet members, talking about those who would make ministerial positions. Now, we also know that politicians are jostling for the positions. Lots of them are jostling for ministerial positions, the likes of Festus Keyamo, all of them positioning themselves and jostling to see that they can, get these appointments. What's going to happen in the next few days, would hope and keep our fingers crossed to see. Now, join the conversation. What do you make of these appointments? And do you think that the president may reshuffle these people and maybe make them ministers? Because I'm saying that maybe some of these people may end up moving positions, but in the meantime, since these people appointments of essays are not subject to the screening or by the National Assembly, so let's have these people working first. Let's have them working as special advisors, since we need to get things off the ground. Let's appoint these people and let them begin to hold those sensitive positions and man those sensitive positions and do work there until we're able to assemble the full team. Maybe, just maybe, there might be a reshuffling in the coming days. But in the meantime, this is what we have. 8 8 special advisors to the president, and people have said they're round pegs and round holes. What do you make of this? Join the conversation now and let's get talking. I'm trying to get across to my guest, Brigadier General Mohammed Kabir Galadanchi. It's quite unfortunate we've not been able to reach him, but you can join in now and let's get talking. 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. That is 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. You can send SMS and WhatsApp messages to 090-9705-4450. Hello,
yes,
good morning. Good morning.
Good
morning, Sunday the Prince. Welcome. Uh-oh, it's happening again. What's happening? Why the drop calls? All right, call me back, Sunday the Prince. I'd love to hear from you. And you too, join in now. Let's get talking. 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. Okay, I've got a lot of drop calls now. Just before we pick them up, they just drop. All right, who's here? Hello, good morning. Okay, another dropped one. Try to call me back. I'd love to hear from you. Now, still looking at some of the things happening in the polity. So, from the announcement of the floating of the Naira, in the Forex I&E window, we saw yesterday that the Naira closed at 702 Naira to a dollar, and that's quite shocking. What's to say that that's the end of it? What if it goes to about 900 Naira again? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Asha.
Good morning, Majidi. Welcome.
I'd like to hear from you.
Good to have you.
I'm greatly delighted for reading out the profile of the newly assigned essays. And two people thrilled me out of those you read out. Wajumogu and that lady. Yesterday when they mentioned their name, I quickly Google, I searched. And I saw that lady, it was on Arise TV. I don't even know that. By the time you don't bring much about her, that she's in gas, she's in with the private sector with that kind of experience, as young as she is. A lady of around 44, 45 years.
Yes.
And these are the things we are talking about. Young, with brains, with expertise, experience. And I cannot wait to see Ajumogu, that man, from where he's from the school, from the experience he has gathered in Western countries. I think we are in for good time. I cannot wait to see more Easterners in this government. Going by what he did with Easterners when he was in Lagos, the majority Easterners that work with him in Lagos, they are one of people to be reckoned with in Nigeria of today. And I wish and I pray it will bring this young, vibrant Easterner with brains to this government. Like these two people you have analyzed. That means our gas and our in all industry. That means we are in for a good time in all industry. And in terms of investment and industry, that means we are in good for time too. These are the kind of people we want in governance. We don't want old cargoes. We don't want people that will not have anything to do. God bless you. God bless Igwe FM. God bless.
Thank you very much. And speaking of balance, so we saw two female names, two female people appointed, or two females appointed, and good positions, good positions, if you ask me. We've also seen a bit of a spread. Looking at this, what do you think about the ministerial appointments? If these names and these lists, so there seems to be a bit of a spread. There's people from the northeast, people from the southwest, people from the southeast. Also people from the what else is this now? Okay, yeah, people from the southwest, northeast, north central, I guess. Yes, and then also. The southeast. Did I mention that? Yes, I did. Anyway, good morning to you. Hello.
Hi,
good morning, Paul. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. What? I will say all based on this profile that you read on this I feel they are experts in their own ways, but I hope the Nigerian system will allow them to work. You know, prior to Buhari's time, Buhari appointed more of the academia that time. And at the end of the day, I would say personally, I was so disappointed, especially the economic advisors. I questioned this. And now each one, there's most of them are from private sector, there's a private sector, there's some are government that have worked with government and so on and so forth. So, well, let's see how it pans out going further. So the only problem I will have is national security advisor and special advisor on security. I hope there won't be conflict.
You're asking that same question that I asked.
Because you see, Nigeria is a very funny system. I hope there won't be duties somewhere, somehow. Because advisor, either national security advisor or security or special advisor on security matters, I don't see much difference. I don't really see much difference. Even though one is institutionalized, the other one is just like normal appointment. But that office can be managed by one person.
Absolutely, great.
That office can be managed by one person. All you need to do is to look for one of these generals that are like what this Onoja used to call. You be calling on all these retired general, Chirika, Martin Aguai, all those people. You understand? So they can manage that position.
Okay.
And then, what the president, they say Baba Mufaz. I hope you know Mufaz and fall into a pothole.
Nigerians, what would they do to satisfy you? One man was moving slow. You people said he was go slow. Now somebody's moving fast. You are saying, I hope you will not crash. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you. Thank you, Paul.
As it stands now, it's moving fast and bringing bills and signing. That's another moving fast.
Okay.
So, you sign bills without dusting them very well. You sign and then you might end up in a pothole.
Okay.
We are already packing the doors of the subsidy. Let's see how things goes. At least Baba is trying to justify his position. So we'll wait and see how things heat up. Let's just say things heat up in the coming months and coming years. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Paul. Let's bring in another caller. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, man, I'll call you back. Good morning.
Sunday the Prince, welcome.
Yes, do you know why I'm not yet excited?
Why?
Because what TINUBU is doing now is a normal thing. When a new government take over, he sacks some people, suspends some people, and brings his own people on board. So what he's doing now is not new to what other presidents have done.
Okay.
That's why I'm not excited. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
The reason why I'm not still excited, when Buhari took over, they said the new sheriff is in town. Everybody was sitting up, things were moving normally. Suddenly, after he has appointed minister, he felt they are giving them responsibility. And he went back sleeping and snoring. Everything went out of shape. So what President is doing now, TINUBU is doing now, for me, he hasn't excited me in any way.
Okay.
Because it's a normal thing. When I came back, my husband telling me, the man is busy sacking. I think it's a normal thing. When Buhari came on board, he sacked a lot of PDP employees and possibly take them to EFCC. At the end of the day, it became all about plea bargain. You understand? Even the ones EFCC succeeded in taking to prison, he gave them presidential pardon. So for me, they tell dog say party day their house. He say that when he see bone.
Okay.
Now ain't gonna say a big party for their house.
Okay.
So for me now, if you want to succeed,
So you're waiting for the bone. No problem. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you, Sunday the Prince.
Quick one, please. Let me chip in something.
Quickly, please.
Now, my advice for TINUBU, Mr. President, if you want to succeed, let him forget about religion, tribe, and ethnicity.
Okay.
Let him use federal character principle. That is what will die down agitation in this country.
Okay.
Why there's not much agitation during PDP? Because they practice federal character system.
Okay.
Buhari came, he decided to do lopsided appointment. If you want to succeed, let him not think of lopsided appointment. Let him appoint across the geopolitical zones.
All right.
Based on the character principle.
Thank you, Son of the Prince. Appreciate you calling in. The conversation continues. Give it here.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
The 2023 WAEC May-June results analysis for Stella Maris College Abuja based on distinctions are as follows: parallel distinction 90, 8 distinction and above 50, 7 distinction and above 43, 6 distinction and above 38, 5 distinction and above 14, 4 distinction and above 3, 3 distinction and above 3, total 170. So why not choose Stella Maris College Abuja today? The dates for entrance exams are 24th June and 12th August 2023 respectively. Stella Maris College is at Area 1 and Wumba for day college, while boarding college is at Life Camp Abuja. For more enquiries, call 0809 037 3727 or 0817 204 7070 or check us online www.smsabuja.com.
Are you looking for an internet service that will make surfing on the internet an enjoyable one? Do you want a super fast connection to the internet? Look no further, as Eagles Internet Services is here for you, an effective internet service provider with 99% proven reliability for residential and office services. We provide unlimited internet bandwidth services of different bundles tailored to meet your desires and taste. It is reliable, affordable, with a wide coverage. You can locate them at Plot 1719 Cadastral Zone B, Kaura District, or you can call 081 33121423 or 09065765969. Eagles Internet Service. Stay connected to everything you love.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Thank you so much for staying with us. This is Eagles Outlook on your radio experience. You can count on Eagles 102.3. And we've been talking about the appointments made by the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Eight special advisors brought in, or, already getting to work, hopefully by today. The president also inaugurated the National Economic Team yesterday, or the National Economic Council yesterday, with the governors all there. And one of the big issues, discussed was the subsidy removal. They're saying that, they're probably going to look into labors. That's the NLC's request for 702 billion naira to be paid to workers as fuel allowances and all that. Now, the question has been, what happens to Nigerians who do not have federal government jobs, who are not employed by the federal government, who are probably private citizens and all? What happens to them? And they're also saying, they're going to look at, automotive companies in the country producing cars that would run on CNG. And again, the question would be, when people how many people can afford to buy cars with this present economic reality? 1. 2, even if people decide, let's convert our cars to CNG use and all that, or, have CNG tanks, embedded in the trunk of the cars and all, what is the guarantee that the prices of CNG would not go up because more Nigerians are adopting that? And what's the guarantee that, because looking at the prices from 2 years ago or so, it was quite cheaper. It was about 90 naira, but now it's going to almost 140 naira or so. So who's to say that the prices would not also go up, and then Nigerians will be stuck with the same position that they were with the PMS? Let's get more thoughts in 09073530044. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my brother.
Good morning
well
to
done.
you. Welcome.
Yes, this is Emeka from Kubua.
Emeka, welcome. Good to have you. Let's hear you, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. Talking about appointments so far, personally, I'm happy with the president as of now. Because when you look at those political advisors, it has a political spread. So if you want to succeed, I mean the president, let him go with federal character. Why Buhari government failed, let me say it like that, I'm sorry to say it, is because when you look at the appointments during Buhari era, it's more of relations, friends, and well-wishers, especially those that are well connected to him. Whether he knows the job, whether he doesn't know the job, he appoints you. So far, you are related to him. When you listen to what the Minister of Education said sometimes ago, he did not know about anything about education. He just finds himself as the Minister of Education. Just and so on and so forth. That is a failure. So I want this TINUBU to go with a federal character, especially professionals. If you know the job, just like Obasanjo did, if you know the job, he call you and make sure that the Nigeria grows. Then when you look at, we say, yes, the best election conducted in Nigeria was during that time of Humphrey Woods that elected Abiola. But I'm surprised up till now we cannot be able to recognize that Professor Humphrey Woods just view it. That Professor Humphrey Woods, I'm begging the Mr. President to recognize that man that conducted the best election. We say that is the best election that has ever conducted in Nigeria. But the people that conducted that election has been forgotten. Please, I want the Mr. President to remember that Professor Humphrey Wilson. I don't want him as the hero of the election. That we say that is the best election that has ever conducted in Nigeria. But the people that conducted it is ignored. So that is my prayer, that's my begging, that is my appeal to Mr. President.
All right, Mr. Meka.
Thank you.
Very, very solid point. You know, someone brought that to my attention 2 days ago and said, look, we're talking Democracy Day, and somehow we forgot the man who conducted the election, who was said to be the election that was said to be most free and fair in the country. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Prince Henry.
Good morning, Comrade Haruna. Good to have you.
Yes, thank you. Well, for me, the appointment is most especially the security advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. During Obasanjo time, he had a very good record, and I think that record is what made Mr. President to pick him as a security advisor. But having said that, Prince Henry, I want to digress to the fuel issue you said. Can we convert our cars to energy?
CNG.
If we go by that, you know, because there is no much demand in that energy, that is why the price fall down. By the time most of the cars convert their engine to that energy, definitely the products will have too much demand and the price will go up. But it won't go up compared to fuel, because it will now be options for customers. That's like, if you are using fuel, you go for fuel. If you are using the other way around, you go for that. So it will help a little bit. Then finally, you see, issue of federal character we are talking about. By the time Mr. President implements the federal character we are saying, there won't be any bias. No any region will come and agitating that we are being sidelighted. You understand? So please, I want to appeal to Mr. President to keep it up. Make sure you pick competent people who can deliver this country to the promised land. Thank you and have a nice weekend.
Thank you so much, Haruna, and have a pleasant weekend yourself. Now, Chuk says, bravo, Ihanacho, happy weekend in advance. You've reeled out the duties of an NSA, but you know we've been talking about cutting down cost of governance. So why not amalgamate Ribadu's position with that of an NSA? Get an ex-military guy if need be. After all, 60% of special advisors are yet to come. We're watching, Chooks, there. Chooks, you made a very valid point. We've been talking about cutting down cost of governance. Everyone has said, let's point to the Orosaya report and cut down some of these some of these duplicated portfolios in government. So if we have a special advisor on security and then we have a national security advisor, wouldn't we also have a clash of interest and duplicated roles where they're going to be maybe even conflicts arising from both offices? Paul mentioned that earlier, and one of my Oga at the top mentioned that yesterday. It was one of the first things I pointed out the moment we talked about it, the appointment of Nuhu Ribadu as special advisor to the president on security. With this in mind, we've also been talking about, look, these positions should not be one that serves people to benefit themselves. That's one. Secondly, let it not be that we're appointing special advisors and it would be like the Obasanjo time where he said, you are a special advisor, keep advising me, but it doesn't matter whether I take your advice or not. It says, it doesn't mean that you're your advisor and your advising doesn't mean I will take your advice. Let it be that the president is able to take the advice, because we saw a Buhari administration that had a fantastic economic team headed by Professor the vice president at the time, Yemi Oshibajo, but yet the worst economic policies were made, the worst fiscal policies were brought, worst monetary policies saw the light of day. Who would say that the likes of rewinding the likes of Ben Akabweze, who was in the budget office, director general of the budget office, all of these sound, economic eggheads were there, and all of the mistakes that happened under Buhari administration happened. So it means that somebody wasn't taking advice or somebody wasn't doing their job of advising. Just leave it there. Hello, good morning.
Hi, Prince.
Yes, Paul.
You are getting to my point now.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the portfolio I was talking about. You can rush, but at the end of the day, if you are not taking advice, these things will not move. Now, coming to what you said about, you were saying something about when the NLC raised money to pay workers, that is, they are paying workers, what of those who are not working? I've had so many people say this, and this morning I want to say something here. You see, workers generate most of this revenue, and from my salary as a worker, I know how many people I see. Those who are not working. So if federal government release money to any worker or any civil servant, it touches lives all over. You understand? Purchasing power will increase. And workers, you have to spend. I know how much I have to spend to my people for fertilizers, for farming. You understand? I know how much I spend to feed people, my wife's family, my own family, my immediate family, my own family. You understand? So if people, let us not see it this way, that if federal government increase allowances or send money to workers or increase money for workers, it goes on, it touches people. This money is being spent in the same market. And then people who are not even working, dependents are there, they eat from this money. So let us not see it that way. There are so many areas that government has been investing. Small scale, you had a lot of money, small scale, then you had a lot of, though we can't even confirm that the poor were given allowances. We don't even understand. The school feeding program, we don't even understand. You understand? So some of these things. Now, if you're talking of tax, I pay tax that are using for so many things here that everybody is enjoying. And my tax, those money doesn't come to me without taking tax. Before they pay me my salary, they would have taken tax from my payee. So a lot of things that are being done here, let us not see that maybe why is government going to give only workers, give these people. There are a lot of incentives government can come up with. Are you getting my point? Yes. There are a lot of incentives government can come with. If this government is going to be driven by private individuals or by private sector, a lot of things will circulate around. All we're saying is that we have increased a lot of things. See, my car that I used to take 9,000 full tank. If I'm taking full tank, I'm not paying nothing less than 40 to 50,000 to take full tank. You are getting my point now. And then now my salary, how much is my salary? I will take 2 times. If I take full times, 2 times. My salary is gone. I don't have anything to give to my family. Those dependents, I can't give them anything. Crisis starts from the family. Crisis starts from immediate. A lot of things are happening. So these advisors should be able to advise well, analyze Nigerian situation critically, and sit down with the president point by point, give him the implications of every decision taken, and then see how this thing will change. That was just my little take this morning again.
All right, thank you very much, and I appreciate you.
Now, Chooks has sent a message, very important. I've been asking this question in the last couple of weeks. We're going to talk about that shortly. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Prince Henry.
Good morning.
This is Comrade calling back.
Quickly, please.
I want to disagree with the last caller. Look at the population of civil servants in the 2 million people we have in this country. They are not up to 1/3 of the population. So I disagree with him saying that salary increments will go a long way. I am not part of his family, so I don't enjoy his salary. You understand? Then that aside, finally, please, can you give us any updates about the CBN governor? I will hop back and listen.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you. At the moment, there's really nothing. There's not much from that regard, from that area. We hear he's still in detention with the SSS, popularly called DSS. Okay, so let's read Chooks' message. This is quite important, and it says. In addition, Ihanacho, compressed natural gas, CNG, is inflammable. I'm slightly concerned about the conversion talk. Who will assure us of safety in the process? Now, that's very valid point. I've been talking about this. So we live in an intemperate region. What would work in temperate regions may not likely work here. So imagine that you're carrying a gas. Okay, seems like maybe I shouldn't. But I'm worried about, I'm worried about carrying gas tanks in the trunk of a car in a city as sunny as Abuja and in places as sunny as Maiduguri and Sokoto. What's going to happen? I mean, it's not everything that we see abroad and that we want to adopt, because some of these things are not compatible with our weather. Our climate, our weather is different. And so maybe, just maybe, I'm just wondering what it would be. Would it be safe enough? That's a question. That's not me. I'm just asking. I'm asking like Chooks did. Would it be safe enough for Nigerians to carry these gas tanks in their cars? Because I've been really worried about it. Personally, I wouldn't mind converting my car because, God, if you know my car, it guzzles fuel like anything. So I wouldn't mind converting it, but I'm also worried about the safety, just like many other Nigerians would be, just like Chooks just raised the point. Would it be safe for us to drive around, the sunny cities with those gas tanks? Someone said, oh, it's not that inflammable. It's not as inflammable as the liquefied natural gas, the propane gas, rather. That's the cooking gas. It's not as inflammable as that one, and so it can. And the tanks are special tanks. They're not just like the regular tanks. The tanks are quite a little different from the cylinders that you have, that carries your LPG. So just maybe that's some level of assurance that it may not be as bad as some of us may be worried about. So let's hope that in the coming days we're able to get further clarification on this. I'm looking for a specialist, someone who knows so much about not gas now, not CNG, someone who knows about car conversions and how cars that run on CNG are made and how safe they are. That's the person I'm looking for. If you know anyone who has this knowledge, please reach out to me, because Nigerians need to be aware of this. Thank you again to everyone who's been a part of this conversation this morning. Thank you. I'm really sorry I can't take any more calls. I've got to wrap it up now. It's Friday, and I hope that you have a splendid weekend. Thank God it's Friday, right? That's what we say. And Martha is in the studio. you know, they're the ones who really enjoy the weekend. Martha. You do.
Why?
Don't deny.
Why?
Don't deny.
I don't even do anything on weekends.
You don't?
I don't.
Really?
I end up sleeping. So I've been begging you since it was exactly.
One know that they've increased price of fuel. They don't know.
It's not touching you. See,
It
you
does not
guys
touch
see.
me.